Okay, video good, good. I'm good. Good. Okay, let's start. So, okay, let's do this instead. This is a bit better. Okay, so welcome to the first workshop making. This is for functions worksheet. Let's put on Teams. So, some of you will need a human explanation no matter what. That's why I'm doing this. And I hope you guys benefit from this. If yes, then I would continue to make more for all the, and I think it would. Okay, let me just check. Okay, good. The music is good. So let's do this. Okay. So yeah, today I'll be talking about the functions worksheet. So let's start straight away. So you will need human explanation. Okay, question 1. You have fx. Fx is given as x minus 1 over 2. You want to find 3 things. So first you want to find f negative 1. This is the type where this is the notation where we use when we say we want x to be a certain number. So in this case, x is equal to negative 1. Therefore, this will straight up just be equal to negative 1 minus negative 1 over 2. You replace x with negative 1. So you get negative 2 over 2. Then this will turn into negative 1 to do division. If you are unsure, please put this into your calculator. Okay. So yes. Next. D is asking for the image of 4. Image of 4. So in this case, our x and fx has a mapping, as a relationship. X is the object, fx is the image. Okay, so if I say image of 4, image means fx. I want to find the value of fx. Therefore, 4 in this case would be my object and therefore would be my x. So what you should write in this case is your x is equal to 4. Therefore, your image in this case is f bracket 4. You replace x with 4. f bracket 4, this is equal to 4 minus 1 over 2. Okay, then yeah, so this is how you get your image. Yeah. Okay, so 3 over 2. Object of negative 2, your object is your x. Therefore, negative 2 in this case would be your image, because you want to find your object, your x, and therefore you would be given your fx, and or else you will not be able to find your x with the current information. Therefore, fx your image in this case equal to -2, you want to find the object. So this is just finding x. This should be equal to x minus 1 over 2, where your fx is. Then you just rearrange the terms. So you get -4 equals to x minus 1. Minus 1 move over. X equals to -4 plus 1 equals to -3. Okay, so we have this going for us. Okay, that's Q1. Next question. What the key? Wait. Okay, so next we have Q2. 2 is the same type of question. So Q2, gx is given as 1 plus 4 plus x over 5. Okay. So your A wants to find the object of 6. Again, object is your x. You are given 6. 6 will be your image, which will be your fx. Okay. So this is that. Okay. Okay. So yeah. Object is your x. Object is your x. 6 in this case would be your fx. So gx will be equal to 6. This will be equal to 1 plus 4 plus x over 5. Rearrange this. You would rearrange it. You will get 5 plus 4 plus x over 5 equals to 9 plus x over 5. You want to find x. Rearrange. Take 5, divide, move over, become multiply. 6 times 5 equals to 9 plus x. X will be equal to 6 times 5 is 30. 9 move over plus becomes minus 30 minus 9, 21. Yeah. Okay, B, image of -1. Image is your fx, therefore to find your image you will be given your object, which is your x. Therefore sorry, x will be equal to -1. G bracket -1 will be equal to 1 plus 4. X replaced with -1 over 5. 4 minus 1 is 3, so 1 plus 3 over 5. You can put this into a calculator. You would get the proper fraction portion, but then that's acceptable. So 1 and 3 over 5. But I myself prefer the improper fraction version, so I would write it as 8 over 5 instead. You can choose which form to use to put your answer in. Both are correct. Both are the same thing. Okay, C. The value of x where gx maps to itself. So this entire phrase means gx maps to itself means I want to find the value of x where x equals to x. This is what we want. Let me put it in different color. This is what we want. Okay. Therefore, I would basically use this relationship. So my x, I want to find what is the x that will map to itself. So x will be equal to gx, which is equal to what's given in the question. So again, we arrange this, you will get the same form as per question A, 9 plus x over 5. But since our opposite is now x, just bring your 5 over to do multiplication. You will get 5x equals to 9 plus x. X move over, 5x minus x, you get, I'll just write it out. And then I would get 4x. And then 4x. Yeah. And then I will get, if I just blow up my mind. 4x equals to 9, x will be equal to 9 over 4. You can simplify this, leave it as is, that will be your answer. Okay, next question. Can you put in the math box? Let me just, that should be better. Okay, next question, question 3. Question 3, what you see is an arrow diagram. This is what we refer to as arrow diagram. And I have not went through this much because the workbook doesn't have this kind of questions. But for somehow or other, somehow, some way or another, you will find these questions when you get to like SPM definitely. So, and I will put one in the exam. I will put at least one in NYE as well. So that's why I need to talk about it over here. Okay. Question 3, arrow diagram. What does this arrow diagram mean? X has a mapping to fx. When x is 2, what this means is that when x is equal to 2, my fx is equal to 7. When x is equal to 4, my fx is equal to 11. That's what it means. So since I'm given in a question fx equals to ax plus b, and I have two pairs of values between my x and my fx, this is basically the doing simultaneous. Yeah, message. This is my voice echo. Just a filter. It might have too much echo. Give me a moment. Yes. Over. Okay. This. This. Yeah. Wait. No. Okay. This is in 1, 2, test 1. This is in 1, 2, test 1. This is in 1, 2, test 1, 2. This is in 1, 2. This is in 1, 2, test 1. It's a bit of echo into my own voice. Okay, let's continue. Okay, so yeah, this is simultaneous. Okay, this is simultaneous. So okay, this is simultaneous. So my fx can be written as this. So when x is equal to 2, x bracket 2 will be equal to a bracket 2 plus b, and this is equal to 7. When x is equal to 4, f bracket 4 will be equal to a bracket 4 plus b. This will be equal to 11. So I will do simultaneous basically. Okay. So writing it out in case form, this is a cases form. Writing out in cases form, I get 2a plus b equals to 7 and 4a plus b equals to 7. This is the same thing as you did in secondary 2 or 3. This is the same thing as you did in secondary 2 or 3. So yeah, 2 minus 1. 4a minus 2a, I get 2a. B minus b is nothing. 11 minus 7 is 4. A equals to 2. Sub a equals to 2 into 1 or 2, I choose 1. So I get 2 bracket 2 plus b equals to 7. B equals to 7. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 move over to the other side, minus b equals to 3. So there you have it. Yeah. Therefore the entire fx is actually 2a plus b. 2x plus b. Yes, correct. Okay, let me just check my own voice. I'm still a bit too. Okay, my own is okay. That is good. Okay, let's continue. So, by the way, I hope the music is not too deep. If it's too distracting, please let everyone else. I will see you guys. Today is Tuesday. I'm at home. That's why I'm recording. I just had time to record. By the time you watch this video, it should be Wednesday or after that anyway. So, but anyway, yeah. I will see you. Okay, so anyway, I did the answer for question 3 is A. A is 2, B is 3. Okay, next. Pages. Lower the music further. Sometimes I choose for the background and background. Okay, continue. Question 4. If hx is absolute value 3x minus 4, hx is given as absolute value 3x minus 4, then to find the possible objects of A. So again, object refers to your x. Okay, object is always referring to your x. Image is your fx. Therefore, since it says objects of 8, it will be your image in this case here, and then you want to find your x. Yeah. So yeah, let's do this for a bit. Okay. So your hx will be equal to 8. Hx is equal to absolute value 3x minus 4 equals to 8. 3x minus 4, you want to get rid of the absolute value, you will have to turn it into a plus minus sign. So it would be like this. Okay. Then you have two cases. So 3x minus 4 equals to 8, or 3x minus 4 equals to negative 8. Rearrange the terms. 8 plus minus 4 move over become plus 4. 8 plus 4 is 12. 3 move over to do division. 12 divided by 3, you get 4. Other case, 4 move over to become plus. Negative 8 plus 4 is negative 4. 3 move over to do division. Negative 4 over 3. Nothing else you can do. That will be your answer. Therefore, your final answers for this question are x equals to 4 or x equals to negative 4 over 3. Okay, you don't have to do checking because both answers are it's normal to have two answers. Okay, that will be it. Next, moving on. Question 5. Arrow diagram, same thing, you have a mapping. Okay. So the diagram below shows the mapping of function f such that p is a constant, and you can see that particular arrow diagram. Okay, so the mapping given in this case is x is a mapping to 3p over 6 minus x. Okay, and then when x is equal to 2, this entire thing, this 3p over 6 minus x is equal to 9. So you can find the value of p in this case, as a question B asks you to. But you also have question A where you want to state the object with no image. So in this case, what we mean here is that your object is your x, your image is your fx. Okay. So since your image is that one, object which has no image means that if you have a value of x, but you throw it into your fx over here, you will get an invalid answer or non-existent answer, non-defined, undefined answer. And the usual case that happens for functions and for fractions like these is only when you divide by 0, because the very main concept that you will need to remember is that everything so given any number x, you cannot divide by 0. This is not permissible because this is what we call an undefined result. It is not a number. It is not defined to be infinity, although you might see some online sources or some books say so. But the actual definition for this, the actual value for this is we just say it's undefined. We don't even define it. It's not even infinity. It might and might not be. Yeah, so you can say it's infinity in a sense, but it's just undefined. We just don't define it, because if it's negative, then we might say it's negative infinity, but it can be vice versa as well. I will not go too much into that. Just know that this is the case where it will be undefined, therefore your denominator must not be equal to 0. Therefore, the only case where if you substitute in an x you will get no fx back is when your denominator is 0, and in this case your denominator over here is 6 minus x. So when this equals to 0, how much should be your x? We arrange a bit, your x should be equal to 6. I believe this is fairly common. I believe this is fairly obvious. We're not sure. Go through the calculator and go through carefully. 6 minus 0 equals 6 minus x equals to 0, 6x equals to 6. Therefore, if you put x equals to 6 into your function, which in this case is this entire thing over here, you will get nothing. You will get an undefined result, so it has basically no image, and therefore this will be your answer that the question is looking for. Therefore, the object which has no image is x equals to 6. Yes, that's that. You can put 6, object 6. So the object with no image is 6. The object which has no image is 6. Yeah, you can put that as well. Put it here. Okay, this is sub-question A. Sub-question B, we want to find the value of p. This is fairly simple. Just put x equals to 2 into your function over there, let it equal to 9, then you have this comes from the arrow diagram itself, and this line that we have written that I put a blue arrow pointing at. Okay, when x equals to 2, your 3p over 6 minus 2 you can directly replace at this state equals to 9. Rearrange terms, 3p equals 6 times 6 minus 2 is 4. 4 move over, you get 9 times 4 is equal to 36. 3p, 3 move over to do division, p equals to 36 divided by 3, this is equal to 12. Nothing else you can do, you found p, this is your answer. Okay. Question 5 done. Next. Obviously this file will be sent to you guys after I finish, but the video is hopefully a beneficial resource for some of you. I know most of you might not watch the video, but some of you would need it regardless, and it will be helpful for this to exist on the platform. That's why I'm using my time to. Okay, next. Okay, question 6. You are given a graph, a V-shaped graph that's absolute value. And then yeah, you're given the fx is 2, absolute value 2x minus 3 plus k. Then 3 sub-questions, and 4 sub-questions. Value of k-intercept, domain, value of x that's mapped into itself, where auto itself in the domain. This is frankly not that easy. It is quite troublesome, but as long as you grasp the concept, you will be fine. As long as you grasp the concept, you. Okay, let's continue. So question 6. This might take 2 hours. I think it will take 3. Okay, say the value of k. The value of k in this case, how do you find it? This will usually be referring to your x-intercept, but it's a bit weird in this case. So talk about it. It's usually x-intercept, but it's not your x-intercept in this case because it's not quadratic. It's not a quadratic, it's different. So how do you do this? You just choose a point that you already know and plug it into the function itself. In this case, the only point that you will definitely know from the graph. Let me just do a rough sketch. The only point that you actually know the exact coordinates from the graph itself is your y-intercept over here, because your graph passes through the y-axis, and this point is basically 0, 2. 0, 2, not the other way around. Okay, 0, 2. And this will be your the first point and the only point for now that you can use. Therefore, substitute x equals to 0, fx equals to 2, which should be equal to 2 bracket 0 plus minus 3 absolute value plus k. Rearrange, we have equality, rearrange. 2 will be equal to absolute value of 2 times 0 is 0, 0 minus 3 is still minus 3, absolute value of minus 3 plus k, absolute value of minus 3, absolute value removes the negative signs. Positive has no changes, so negative 3 becomes 3, jump out from the absolute comma, jump out from the prison bars basically. 3 you can move over to the other 3, you can move over to the other side. A equals to 2 minus 3, this will be equal to negative 1. Okay, so there you have it, k is negative 1. Next, B, find x-intercepts of the graph. To do this, since we now already have our fx being, let me use it color for now, we have our fx being equal to absolute value 2x minus 3 minus 1. We have this already, so now we can proceed with the other calculations. Since our function is now complete. X-intercepts means that you want to let your fx be equal to 0 because you want to let your y be equal to 0 so you can find the x's. So let's do this. Absolute value 2x minus 3 minus 1 equals to 0. 1 move over. 2x minus 3 absolute value equals to 1. Remove your absolute value. 2x minus 3 equals to plus minus 1. Minus 3 negative, okay, then split into 2. 2x minus 3 equals to 1, or 2x minus 3 equals to negative 1. Going over, 2x equals to 1 plus 3 is 4. 2 move over, do division, 4 divided by 2, you get 2. Okay, next, 2x minus 3, 2x minus 3 move over, become plus 3, minus 1 plus 3, minus 1, yeah, okay, minus 1 plus 3, you get 2. 2 move over, 2 over 2, you get 1. Okay, so x has 2 values, so x equals to 1, x equals to 2 are the x-intercepts. Okay, done. Next, find the domain of fx less than negative 1, fx less than. Okay, how does this work? Domain means you want to find the range of values of x. Fx is your fx is your function. The values of your function are on the y-axis, the vertical axis in space. Therefore, Therefore, what you can have is that your fx is less than -1. So your 2x minus 3 absolute value minus 1 is less than or equal to -1. Solve this inequality. Okay, so you get a range of values of x, and this would basically be your domain. So one move, -1 move over become +1, where absolute value 2x minus 3 less than or equal to 1 plus 1 is 2. This is absolute value, so you do have the plus minus here. Therefore, how this would be is you want to split it as per quadratic basically. So you have a you basically have, but it's a bit different. You basically have two inequalities. Your 2x plus 3 can be, let me just think about it. Okay, let's say then you want your V shape, you want your V shape to be less than to be less than 2. So let's say 2 is around here, so you want to split it into 2 portions. So your 2x minus 3 will be less than or equal to 2. But your 2x minus 3 can be also, so 2x minus 3, okay, I get it now. So 2x minus 3 will be wedged between -2 and 2. Does that make sense? Because if you look at the original graph and you remove the absolute value, it will just go downward. But this is basically a mirror, so a -2 will be over. Yeah. So this is how you transfer it. You basically remove the absolute value, and then since removing absolute value, we need to your value inside can either be positive or negative. So to make sure that your entire value is less than 2, less than or equal to 2, your value inside the absolute value between the positive and negative sign, so between -2 and 2. And the way you can visualize this by using a graph is by looking at the how the V-shaped graph, the absolute value graph, when you remove the absolute value, it just goes back to being a linear curve, a linear line like that. So the 2 over here you bring to the bottom, positive becomes negative because it flips across the x-axis, so you get a -2 boundary over here. That's why your linear line, your 2x minus 3, will be between 2 and -2. So this is how you can visualize it. But anyway, if you do not want to, you can just memorize this. So how do you solve this kind of inequalities? You will have to do the same thing on all 3 sides. Okay, you can split this into 2 if you are confused by it, but just try to get this, just try to understand this. You need it, no matter, you will need to know how to solve this no matter what. Yeah, when we get to harder questions. Okay, -3, you want to get x, you want to remove out the 2 and the -3. -3 goes first because it's plus and minus. Minus, you remove it by adding 3. So you add 3 to all 3 things, or all 3 sides. -2 plus 3. I'll just write it out so it's a bit more obvious. It looks a bit more significant. Okay, I'll just write it out. I want to get rid of the -3, so I just add 3 to the middle portion. But since it's an inequality, I need to add 3 on all 3 sides. Okay, so -2 plus 3, I get 1. Less than or equal to 2x. -3 plus 3 gone, 2x. 2 plus 3 is 5. Okay, and then at this point, you want to find x, divide by 2. in the middle, divide by 2 in the middle, divide by 2 on all sides as well. Do the same on all sides. So 1 divided by 2 less than equal to 2x divided by 2, you get x less than or equal to 5 divided by 2. Since you have nothing else you can do, this will be your answer. You have successfully found the range of values of x that correspond to the inequality fx, where that correspond to the portion where fx is less than or equal to 1. Therefore, rearranging it, we will get this range of values of x, and since this is the range of values of x that you get, this would be your domain, and this is the answer. Dun 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 dun. Okay. Continue. Last, donkey. Donkey is the same thing as question 2c up there. X is mapped to gx itself. Same thing over here. X, find the value of x that is mapped onto itself in the given domain. Okay. So again, your starting condition would be x equals to fx. Fx is equal to 2x minus 3 absolute value minus 1. Okay. So this is your starting position. So but we need to be careful over here because we are talking about in the given domain, so your x would need to lie in between -1 and 4. If your answer is outside of this domain, outside of this domain, then there will be an issue because the answer is not what the question wants. So -1 move over, become +1. X plus 1 equals to absolute value 2x minus 3. So it's not. Then remove the absolute value sign. You will apply a plus minus to the opposite side, which in this case also applies to whatever you have over there. So it's no difference. It's just that your plus minus has now applying to the entire left hand side or right hand side in this case, so the entire x plus 1. Rearrange, you get 2 answers and then only one should be accepted. So 2x minus 3 equals to x plus 1, the plus version, or 2x minus 3 equals to negative bracket x plus 1. So the negative version. So you get these 2 answers. Okay. Yeah, 2x minus 3. So first one, again rearrange. Okay, rearrange. Do your algebra correctly. Please do your algebra correctly. Be careful. Have a clear mind. Have a gut mind. Yeah, you want to especially do that in the exam. No careless mistake. Okay, I can say that because those are inevitable, but just try to reduce them as much as possible. I can't ask you to not make careless mistakes because we are human. And no matter what happens, you will be careless. And it is important to acknowledge the fact, but it is also possible to reduce it as much as you can. It is also probable. It is also preferable to do that. Okay, do I still make careless mistakes? Yeah, I do. Like if I write the answers for you guys, I do. But the important thing is to use as much as possible. Okay, so you have these things over here. So you have gotten your x to be x equals to 4 and x equals to negative 2, x equals to 2 over 3. And you see there are two answers. You want to see whether they fall within the given domain or not. The given domain is 0 to negative 0 to 4. Wait, I will check. The given domain in this case is 0 to 4. 0 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 4. And since both x's fall within the domain, both are answers. Thumbs up. Okay. Yeah, since both fall inside the given domain, both are already answers. You can double check by substituting your 4 and 2 over 3 into fx. Let me actually just try over here so I can verify the answers. uh 2 bracket 4 plus 3 absolute value minus 1. This is 8, 8 minus 3, 5, 5 minus 1, 4, 4. 2 bracket 2 over 3 minus 3 absolute value minus 1. This is 4 over 3 minus absolute value 3 negative 5 negative 5 over 4 absolute value minus absolute value you get 5 over 3 and 5 over 3 minus 1 2 over 3. Yep, both answers are correct. So yes, this is the end of. Okay. Okay, first page done. Next page. Open grid. Zoom in. No. Undo. Yeah, how long have I streamed? 40 minutes. Okay, doing now. Okay, next. Questions do I have? That far. Oh no. 6 questions. I have 35. Okay, understood. We'll go through this as clearly as possible. I need to record the ones for the quadratic worksheet I finished in index log worksheet that I also. And then started, and you make the okay, continue. Composite functions. Okay, given the functions gx equals to 5 plus 2x over 3 and gfx equals to 2 over x minus 1. Oh, by the way, speaking of this, I do have questions. If you are watching this, I do have questions in MYE regarding normal composite functions. So that will be giving you f and g, you find gf and f squared, for example. The ones given in the worksheet are all reversal questions. So the inside find, outside find, inside, the outside find, inside find, outside find. All questions in the worksheet are those. I didn't put, but if you want revising on this, just go back to the worksheet for city 1. There's a lot of questions regarding this one in there already, so just go to that. Okay, yeah, these two are meant to be complementary worksheets because you want the exit, so and functions were there already. Yeah, go back to the city 1 worksheet. I also have an answer sheet. There's no recording by advanced. Okay, continue. You are given G and GF. Here want to find F3 in this case. Let me just write it properly. X not equal to. Okay, you want to find F3, so you're given G, you want to find GF. G F x is the same as writing G bracket fx. Fx is a function, and it can also be the input for your function for your gx as well. So what I'm writing here is actually I'm replacing the x over here by the fx in this case. So gfx, I have gx, I can replace my x with the fx that I do not know but I need to find, and then treat it as my object, as my input, and I put it into the function g, and I replace my x. So what I will get in this case is 5 plus 2, instead of x I replace it, I get fx, and then this is over 3. Okay, and then since gfx is given by the question as 2x 2 over x minus 1, I will let this be equal to 2 over x minus 1. From here on, rearrange certain terms. You want to find, oh, sorry, I hit the mic. You want to find fx in terms of x. Okay, change color because second section change to this will be, it's not, maybe we can use the color. Okay, hope it's not too bad. Okay, we can use the color. So 5 plus, okay, it's actually kind of hard to see. 5 plus 2fx equals to, divide by 3, move over to the other side. The other side is where 2 over x minus 1 is. 2 multiplication. Okay. No, I'll just check later. If I check now, it will be extra time. And then if you want, you can simplify it first. So 3 bracket, actually don't have to. 3 multiply into, then the bracket you get 6 over x multiply minus 3. 3 multiplies 2 over 3 multiply 2, 6 over x. 3 multiply -1, -3. Okay, 5, move over to the other side. 2fx equals to 6 over x minus 3 minus 5. Minus 3 minus 5 is minus 8. 6 over x minus 8. 2, move over to do division. Fx will be equal to the entire thing divided by 2 basically. So how do I write this? So that it's easy to understand. You can do this. Okay. Then what you can write is the following. Your 6 over x will be divided by 2. So since there are 2 denominators over here, they will combine with each other. With each other. So you would get 2x like this. Since your fraction is on the top, if your fraction is at the bottom, then it's a different story. You have to flip it. The y becomes multiplied. But there's not this case. Negative 6 negative 8 divided by negative 8 divided by 2, you get this over here. Cancel 6, simplify 6 divided by 2, you get 3 over x. At the bottom, x cannot move up because there's nothing to do. You can't do that. Minus is 2 minus 8 divided by 2, you get 4. Okay, so this is that. Anything else left to do? This is your answer. If you want to be precursive, although I don't stress this, I didn't stress this in class whatsoever, but if you observe, if you have learned on tuition or if you learned online, you will know that there are some values that your x cannot be equal to, such that it is a fraction. And we usually do this for fractions when your x is the denominator at the bottom of the fraction. So in this case, x is at the bottom of the fraction. If you cannot divide by 0, so x therefore cannot be equal to 0. That completes the definition. And that will be our fx. F3. If you look closely, you are not done yet because the question wants to look at bracket 3. So let's substitute 3 into the fx that you found. 3 divided 3 minus 4. 3 divided 3 is 1 minus 4. 1 minus 4 is negative 3. Nothing else to do. There is your answer. Next. I'm getting a bit tired. Do I not have enough? Give me a moment. I need to drink. I kind of want to switch my next. Okay, so given the fx given the fx equals to x plus 2, given fx equals to x plus 2, f equals to x squared plus 4x plus 8x x equals to different type of question. Now you're given fx with the one inside. If you look at question 7, you're given the one outside, so gx is the one outside of f, and that's why we use this method of treating f, directly treating fx as a object, and you substitute it into x, and then just directly with for the one that you know inside but not outside is a bit tedious. So let's do this. If you still remember, oh no, you might not remember anymore, but let me just do it. So that's why I'm here. Gf is f substituted into g. We do not know what g is, we know not only we know what f is. G bracket x plus 2. G bracket x plus 2. So g bracket x plus 2 is which is gf is equal to x squared plus 4x plus 8 as given by the question. So to find gx, we now know what gx plus 2 is. We want to find gx, but we don't have x, we only have gx2. So we want to turn x plus 2 into x, but directly turning into x would be very problematic, so we do x, so we turn it into y instead. Okay, so I will now let x plus 2 equals to y. Therefore, to move over, I want to find x in terms of y, so x equals to y minus 8. Okay, then what I can do is the following. My g becomes gy, x plus 2 becomes y, and this is actually still equal to the original x plus 2. But if you have y on the one side, you need to have y on the other side as well. Therefore, this is where the expression for x in terms of y comes in. We want to replace everything with y. Therefore, I will write y minus 2 squared plus 4 bracket y minus 2 plus 8. Okay. This is equal to expand y squared minus 4y plus 4 plus 4y minus 8 plus 8. Okay, range y squared minus 4y plus 4y cancel out, minus 8 plus 8. Let me just draw it out with color. With this color. Minus 4y plus 4y cancel, minus 8 plus 8 cancel. We are left with y squared plus 4. Y equals to y squared plus 4. Therefore, into in red. Therefore, x equals to x squared plus 4. There's nothing this cannot be equal to, therefore we do not write the x equals to x not equal to something. No, we don't need to write this. Okay. So there's nothing else left to do. This should be your answer. This fine. Inside, this is how you inside find out, right? The given fx, right? You want to find gx which is that you. Okay. 9 given at fx. Okay, this one you're given outside, find inside, fairly easy. Fgx equals to the value of 9 g9. Okay, f g equals to f bracket g. You treat g as your object, replace your x in your fx. So instead of 7x minus 5, I get 7x minus 5. I replace my x with my fgx. According to the question, fgx, which is this, is also equal to x. Therefore, this is very simple, just rearrange terms. 7gx equals to minus 5 move over become plus 5, x plus 5. Gx equals to 7 move over multiply become dy, x plus 5 over 7. There, this is gx. Then you want to find g9. Therefore, g bracket 9 equals to x replaced with 9, 9 plus 5 over 7. 9 plus 5 is 14, 14 over 7. This is equal to 2. If you are unsure, please pull out your calculator and plug it in. You are permitted to use a calculator anyway. Yes, please use it. Okay, this will be your answer. Obviously, it will be way better if you know how to do standard arithmetic, or in Chinese it's called, or in Mandarin it's called Xingsuan. Obviously, if you know how to do Xingsuan, it'll be way better. But there is no shame in wearing on calculator. Okay, obviously, if you want to be better, please try to refrain from using a calculator too much. But if you are used to it, then just go on. I can't really say anything. If you are used to it, just continue to use it. It's perfectly fine, because it's a tool. Use a tool. Okay, question 10. Question 10. Fx equals to 5 minus 3x. F equals to 2 over 16 minus 9x. Okay, and then x not equal to 6.9 for this function. Find x. Okay, same thing. Why am I yawning? Okay, so gf equals to, again, inside find outside. This is the one where you want to let y, g bracket 5 minus x equal to 3 over 16 minus 9x. Go to that. 5 minus 3x, that's equal to y. If you want to be concise, you can let fx be equal to y, but you still need to find x in terms of y anyway. So yeah, you still need to find x in terms of y anyway. You can still use fx equal to y, but you still find x in terms of y anyway. So just write it out in this form. It is easy, more direct. Okay, rearrange the terms. Minus 3x equals to y minus 5. Some of you do this mistake a bit too much, where you just get rid of the negative sign when you do this. Please do not. The negative sign is attached to the number after it, so it will be negative 3x no matter what, because your x carries the negative 3. It does not belong to the 5. Okay, yeah. Then if you want to, you can bring the negative over to make it a bit nicer when you move the 3 over. So this will become 5 minus y. If you can go from here to here, that will be very good. But if not, just do it slowly. It's just one more step. Okay. 3 bring over to the other side, 5 minus y over 3. This is x in terms of y. Okay, there you have it. So your gy is equal to, okay, I need a bit more space for this. So gy is equal to 3 over 16 minus 9 bracket, replace x with the expression in terms of y. 5 minus y over 3, bracket close. Okay, rearrange this, you will get 9 multiplied by 3, 9 divided by 3, one top one bottom, so 9 divided by 3, that 3 cancel out become 1, 9 cancel out become 3, so you get 16 minus 3 bracket y, 5 minus y over, and then 3 on top. Rearrange, multiply inside 16 minus 15, minus minus become plus, 3 times y, 3y, this is 3 over. Okay. Okay. Then 16 minus 5 is 1. 1 plus 3y over 3. Is that all? Okay, so yeah, I press it. I'll just put it like this. Then in the end, your gx will be equal to 3 over 1 minus x. Then to make it safer, again I don't stress this, but to do it safely, you want to find what x cannot be equal to, because your x is at the denominator. So if you let 1 plus 3x equals to 0, you find that x is negative 1 over. Now you can verify this yourself. Therefore, if you can verify this yourself, then you will sorry. If you can verify this yourself, x if your denominator is 0, x will be equal to negative 1 over 3. Therefore, x cannot be equal to negative 1 over 3. Okay. I need to keep it short and simple. I'm talking a bit too much. Let's just keep it short and simple. I'm talking too much. Talking way too much already. Yeah. Okay, Q11. Okay, given the functions, okay, same thing. Fx is 2x minus 7, gx is dx minus plus 3, gfx is 2px plus 59. Express q in terms of p. Okay, so for this one, you want to directly use f and g combine together to get your gf, then you can equal to the gf given in the question, the 2px plus 59 and 2px plus 5q, then you'll be able to get that. So compare and contrast. And where we stay. Okay, so what do we have here? gf. You see f, you see q, you see gf. Just directly use f and g to combine first, and then you can compare, and then you compare. So gf equals to g bracket f is 2x minus 7, g is px plus 3, p bracket 2x minus 7 plus, okay, and then gf is this, so gfx, this should be equal to 2px plus 5q. Okay, rearrange your terms. P multiplied inside 2px minus 7p plus q equals to 2px plus 5q. Okay, so you can see that this is unsolvable, obviously. That 题目是解好了 that the question is designed that way. So what you want to do next is by comparison. Two bx equals to 2bx, obviously. So your x will compare with your x term, your non-x will compare with your non-x term. Okay. Notice how I highlighted this, how I underlined the plus and negative signs. Let's continue. Trying to get. Where is it? Anyway, then your negative 7p plus negative 7p plus 3 will be equal to your 5q. Okay. So express q in terms of p. We want to express q in terms of p means we want to isolate q, so q will stay on the left hand side. Okay. So p5 you move over, q will be equal to negative 7p plus 3, or if you want to make it nicer you can rearrange it to get 3 minus 7p over 5. Nothing else you can do. You can't simplify it, so nothing else you can you can't simplify it, so nothing else you can do. Therefore this will be the answer. Done. Okay, next. I'm still only at q, only at 11. It's been an hour already. Yeah, 3 hours. This is going to be 3 hours. Dave. Okay, next question. Q12. Let me erase it. Oh, by the way, if you're watching this, you guys can suggest background music for these videos, but not anything too noisy. Yeah, you guys can suggest background music, but not anything too noisy. If it's too noisy, you will definitely get distracted, and I will definitely get distracted myself. So yeah. Okay. I think I'm just not used to playing this. Why do I feel so tired? Q2, Q12, fx equals to x plus 1, fgx equals to negative 10 plus x, where x cannot be equal to 0 when to find a value of 5. It's because I'm listening to my own voice for too long. I do need to do that to monitor my sound quality, whether I'm pronouncing the words correctly. Oh, that is not E, no. Maybe. And my big first one. It does. Okay, let's see. Okay. F X FGX is F in bracket GX. G can be served as your object. It replaces your X, so your X over here in your x will here gets replaced by x. So instead of 2x plus 1, you get 2gx. This is equal. This is also equal to negative 10 plus x as given by the question. As given by the question. Okay. Yeah, as given by the question. So what you want to do, you want to isolate gx as per normal. Plus 1 move over become minus 1. Okay. So negative 10 plus x over x, negative of the entire fraction, plus 1 becomes minus 1, so you get this. 2 move over to do division, you will get gx. Yeah, just spread it out. Gx equals to negative 10 plus x over 2x. To division to an existing fraction, the dividing number just goes directly to the denominator, and then 1 divided by 2, negative sign still stays there. You don't really have to combine this per se. This is good enough because fractions can have a lot of shapes. You just can have a lot of shapes. So this is good enough actually. And since you don't need to combine it, there's nothing for you to simplify. Therefore, this will be your answer. Yeah, this is good enough already. You don't have to simplify. You don't really need to. This is good enough. If you want to combine, you can, but for me, I don't need you. For me, I don't need you to combine. Yeah, for me, I don't need you to combine. Oh well, let's continue. Yeah, so x cannot be equal to 0 because x is at the denominator. Denominator cannot be equal to 0. 2x cannot be equal to x. 2x cannot be equal to 0. X cannot be equal to 0. That's all. Okay, done. Oh wait, G5. Sorry, G5. We were distracted by the lorry. G bracket 5 equals to negative m plus 5 over 2 bracket 5 minus 1 over 2. 10 plus 5, 15. 15 over 10. You can simplify this. This is combination. Okay, so we are doing okay, so 15 over 10, you can simplify this to get divided by 3, so you get 3 over 2 divided by 5, so divided by 5 you get 3 over 2. Okay, this minus this 3 minus negative minus 3 minus 1 minus 4, simplify minus 2. Anything else you can do? This is the answer. There. Okay, continue. Okay, 13. Okay, let me take a color break. Give me a moment. Okay, I'm back. 1 hour plus. We are 1/3 of the way. Okay. Nice, man. This is good. Okay. Back from the break. 13. X is given as ax plus b x h square. It's not really a square. It's just it's like a two. No, it's not square. It's two. X given as 4x minus. I'm going to find values of a and b. So this is global because one we can compare contrast. H2 is basically H with itself. So I'll just write H B H insert H itself. This is actually this one. So therefore with this in mind, we can write H2 to be equal to H bracket AX B. So I can get I can get A bracket AX plus B plus B A A A A. Yeah, then expand to get AX squared plus AB plus B. A multiply inside AX A times A squared A times B AB plus B is plus. Yeah. So this is equal to 4x minus 18. To find A and B, you can compare and contrast. So let me just put this on the side over here. By the spacing will be, never mind that. We just put it over here. By comparison, ax squared, ax with x, so ax squared will be comparing with 4x. Non-x with non-x, so AB minus plus B will be comparing with negative 18. We need to find A first. So yeah, from here we can find A first. X and x cancel out. A squared equals to 4. A equals to square root of 4 plus minus root of 4, therefore f plus minus. AB plus B equals to negative 18. To make things simple, B factorize out, you get A plus AB, get rid of B, you get A. B get rid of itself, you get 1. This is equal to Two answers. When a is equal to negative 2. When a is equal to negative 2, b bracket negative 2 plus 1 is negative negative 2 plus 1 equals to 18. Negative 2 plus 1 is negative 1. Negative 1 move over to do divide. Minus cancel out. Divide by 1, you get 18. Actually, let me check the feedback loop. Not sure if my voice is propagating or not. Why am I cutting out so much? This is 1, 2, test 1. Yeah. Okay, I might need back loop so I can up. Okay, this should be better. I believe this should be better. Let me point to my neck. I wonder, I was like, why do I sometimes see my side, sometimes not? Because my mic happens to be cutting off. Okay. I was like cutting off quite a bit actually. Because I was listening to the live stream. Okay. Maybe guys cut off a bit too much and you need clarification, let me know. Class. Okay, let's continue. Anyway, okay, this should be way better now. I think it was cutting off a bit too much because my mic was pointing downwards towards my chest. But I did realize that it was cutting a bit off. It was stop. It was like cut. So now it should be way better. I can hear myself very consistent. I can hear myself very consistently now. So yeah, that should be it. Okay, I do need to listen to my own feedback loop after all. Okay. Going back to this. So if A is 2, this will get you B bracket 3. 3 move over to do division. Negative 18 divided by 3, you get negative 6. Okay. Yeah. So you get two answers basically. let me actually verify that this works. So if A is 2, B is 18. Putting this into itself, okay, kinda this is my point. A bit too further a bit. So still got lah. Should be fine lah. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna test whether this works or not. So 4 go inside. Oh, you can see we immediately run into a problem. Wait, never mind, I was using the wrong pair. No one. If A is 2, B is -6. Yeah, okay, so put this into itself. Okay, this is correct. If A is -2, B is 18, put this into itself. Okay, pointing the mic upwards definitely receives the eh? Oh, okay. Okay, because she was sticking to the table. Yeah. Okay, now it's much better. Okay, anyway, back to this. Multiply inside. Yeah, both answers work. You can verify this. Both answers work. Therefore, these are the answers. So in the end, you want to write it out. So therefore, when A equals to 2, B equals to -6. When A equals to -2, B equals to 18. Okay, there you go. That's the answer for question 13. Longer than expected, a bit more tedious than expected, but it is okay. Okay, 14. I put a star over there. You can infer that it is a bit harder, and this will take some time. Give me a moment. Okay, given that fx equals to ex plus q and f3 equals to ax minus 7, I want to find the values of p and q, determine the function f4, and then by stating a pattern of 1, 2, 3, 4, determine the general rule of f. Yeah, these type of questions do exist. This is similar to the one that's in the workbook, but rather than being a recursive, so f2 flip, they vice versa. Yeah, this is a different one. Yeah, this is a different one. So let's go through it first. Okay. Yes, we can do it. Okay, continue. So f3 is ff. So f bracket f bracket f. close. So what you want is to have, okay, let's do it one by one. F2 is f into itself, so p bracket p x plus q plus q. P multiply inside p square x plus pq plus q. Seems familiar? Yeah, because it is very familiar. Then you can do anything with this, put aside. F3 is f2 with f. So this will get you p square bracket px plus q plus pq plus q. Okay. P square multiply inside to the bracket, you get p cube x plus square q plus pq plus q. This is equal to 8x minus 7. So compare by comparison. X with x, p cube x with 8x, and then p square q, the non-x with x with non-x, so this entire thing compared with -7. This is basically a quadratic, but it doesn't really matter because you can substitute the value of p into it. So x with x cancel out, p cube equals to 8, p equals to 2. Then we apply this yourself. Bring your 3 over to form a cube root. Bring your cube over the power 3 to the other side to form a cube root. Put this into your calculator. You get p equals to 2. Okay, p square q, p equals to 2. You can now substitute it in. So you will get p square q 2 square q plus, actually you can just factorize q out. P square plus p plus 1 equals to -7. P substitute inside p square. 2 square is 4 plus 2 plus 1 equals to -7. Q 4 plus 2 plus 1 is 7. 7 move over to do division. -7 divided by 7. 7 -1. A is 2, Q is -1. Okay, so this is part A. New page. Let me just page 看里 page in the sheet. Let me add one more so that I don't have to do. Okay, page 3. 1 and 2 I can get rid of them. Okay, so what we had just now is P is 2, Q is -1. Okay, so continue. This is 14B. So your fx in this case is 2x minus 1. Okay. Yeah. So F4 F4 is F3 with F. So your 8x minus 7, you can substitute a F into it, so you instead get this. So 8 bracket 2x minus 1 minus 7. 8 multiply inside, 8 times 2 16. 8 times -1 minus 8 minus 7. 16x minus 8 minus 7 minus 15. You get this, nothing else left to do. This is done. Okay. Continue. Sub question 3. So by studying the pattern of f, f2, f3 and f4, determine a general rule for fn. So what we have is as follows. Your f(x) is 2x minus 1. Your f2 is 4x minus 3. You can verify this yourself. Your f3 is 8x minus 7. Okay, this is correct. Yeah, 4x minus 3. Then your f4 is 16x minus 15. So how do we talk about this? The general rule for Fn in this case, if you compare this, is like that. This can be written as bracket 2n. This can be written as 2 to the 1 x minus 1. Okay. This can be written as 2 square minus 1 plus 2. This can be written as 2 cubed minus 1 plus. Okay, this is your n equals to 1. No. 4 minus 1. 8 minus 1. So yeah, 4 minus 1, 8 minus 1. And this can be written as 2 to the 4 minus 16 minus 1. Okay, so if I want to, you can observe that the coefficient of my x, it follows the 2 square pattern, and then the number behind at the back follows the pattern where it's just 2 minus 1, 4 minus 1, 8 minus 1, 16 minus 1, so on and so forth. This can also be actually written as 2 minus 1. So it's just the first, the square, corresponding square minus by 1. Therefore, your answer for Fn in this case can be written as 2 to the power of n x minus bracket 2 to the power of n minus 1. This because your n corresponds to how many f you have, so this actually corresponds to n equals to 1, n equals to 2, n equals to 3, and n equals to 4 respectively. So if I want to generalize these, this also can be written into 2 to the 1, 2 to the 2, 2 to the 3, 2 to the 4 respectively. And the only thing that's changing is the power, and you can see that the only thing that's changing throughout these 4 iterations the powers of the tools. Other than that, everything stays constant, stays the same. Therefore, the way you would write your Fn, the general rule for your Fn would be this red colored one over here, where you only assign n to the changing thing, the thing is changing, which is your power. Other than that, the 2, the x, and then minus 2, minus 1 are all say the same values. Okay, that's question 14. Thumbs up. Question 15. This question is quite long. Okay, this is one of the questions that I took out from the SPM type question compilation kind of thing. Yeah, I basically took it out from a book. So let's look at it a little bit. I'm not sure whether I want to put this into paper 2. Paper 1 肯定, paper 1 definitely don't have. Not sure if I want to put this in paper 2, but at this point I don't think so, but let's just go through it so you at least know how to do it. Okay. A conical flask is filled with liquid X. Okay, before that, let me check my voice. Okay, my voice seems good. Yeah, my voice seems better. Okay, continue. So 15, a conical flask is filled with liquid X whose volume is given by the function V equals to 1/3 pi r squared h. That is the volume, the function, the formula for the volume of a cone. And then r is the radius of the cone in cm. The flask currently contains 60 ml of liquid X with a radius of 10. Liquid X experiences condensation with a constant rate of 8 ml per second. In this case, it means that the liquid in the cone is increasing. Condensation means air, gas to liquid. Condensation is gas to liquid. So the liquid condenses into the cone. On the surface of the cone, drips into the liquid, combines with it. So yeah, liquid X. So basically this increases by rate of 8 ml per second. Okay, so what do we have here? Is this. I'll just draw it out. Cone, conical flask holds liquid, so you expect it to be upside down. Currently contains 60 ml. So let's say it's roughly around here. And then with a radius of 10 cm, why do we need this? Because your radius at the bottom over here, the surface, if your surface of your water is over here, the radius of your surface of your water surface is definitely very small because you're at the bottom over here. If your water surface is around here, then your radius is obviously very large. So your radius of your surface of water actually increases when you fill your cone up, when you fill it with liquid. Yes, so that's why this is the case. So let's assume that this is 60 ml, okay, and we have a radius of 10 cm. Experience condensation with 8 ml per second. So 8 ml per second. If you know physics, it will be x negative 1. Okay, you will know that you can write it this way. So write the formula for okay, the quantity of liquid X B in the conical flask after t seconds. Okay, so your V is 1/3 pi r squared h. Condensation rate is 8 ml per second. So and you start with 60. Okay, you actually don't need this. You start with 60 and your current time is time 0. So you start with 60. As you pass per second, the volume of the liquid increases by 8. Therefore, you get 60 plus 8t. At the 0th time, which is the current, you start with 60 ml. As you increase, as time passes per second, you increase by 8 per second. So that's why we have 80 over here. 1 second, you plus 8. 2 seconds, you plus 16, so on and so forth. Okay, yeah. So this should be 8. That's it. That's it. It's not. It doesn't require very complicated. It just messes with your mind. Messes with you a bit. The height of liquid H in the conical flask in terms of V. So your V over here can be written as 1 over 3 pi r squared H. You'll move everything over to the other side to find H in terms of V. You will get this to be V dividing 1 over 3 pi r squared. So you will get this. Fraction at the bottom is doing division become multiply, so you just flip it. So your 3 over here will actually run up. So you will actually get 3v over pi r squared. This is what you can expect to get. Okay, so this is your H. And since there's nothing else to do, this should be your answer for question 2. For sub question 2. Question 3. The composite function hvt. So hvt is 3 over pi r squared, and then your v is, if you want to be pedantic, you can actually write h bracket v. Yeah, because you are replacing v in this case. So v equals to 60 plus 8t. You can just already substitute it into here because he wants to composite function hvt means you want to combine your h and your v together. So gabung, then you gabung, so you get this. So you just get your hv. So you just take your expression for your h, replace the v into here, so you get this as your end result. Rearrange this, but the only way to rearrange it is to just multiply your 3 into a bracket 180 plus 24t over pi r squared. Yeah, there's something for you to simplify at the denominator, so you just leave it as is. Pi, you just leave it as is as well. Please don't please don't use a calculator to do simplification. It doesn't work that way. It will not look pretty anyway. Pi has infinite decimal. Okay, B. Find the height of liquid X in the conical flask after 30 seconds. So in this case, E equals to 30. We want to find the height. And in this case, it's very convenient because we already found HVT in subquestion A, in part A. So we can write H bracket VT. Oh wait. Oh yeah, I just realized. Your R here should be replaced because it's only supposed to be in V. So your R should be replaced with the starting value. In this case, it will be 10. Yeah, because we are also starting from the current height basically. So yeah, your R should be replaced. I was wondering why this looks weird. I'll just put this here first and I'll put it here. So R cube is, R square is 100, I is 10, R square is 100, 100 replacing your R square, 100 pi. I was wondering why does it look so weird. Yeah, I have to replace my R square actually. because your H shouldn't have anything other than V, so your HVT should do the same as. Yeah, correct. And then okay, then over here you can simplify. The most straightforward way is to divide by 4. You can't divide by 8 because 100 divided by 8 you get decimal point, so divide by 4. Uh, 180 divided by 4 you get 45. This one divided by 4 you get 6. 100 divided by 4 you get 25. Okay, there you have nothing else to do, so this should be your answer. Okay, question B, part B, type of degree x. Okay, t equals to 30. So HV bracket 30 equals to 45 plus 6 bracket 30 over 25 pi. 6 times 30 is 180. 180 plus 25 you get 225. 225 divided by 25 pi. This is simplifiable. You can't get rid of the denominator, but this is simplifiable to a certain extent. 225 225 is 5 times 15 times 15. So 225 you then divide directly by 25. You could get it to be how much? 9. Yeah, 9. 225 you divide by 25, put in your calculator, you get 9. So you get 9 over pi. There, that's your answer. You get 9 over pi. If I want to, I can calculate the current height to see if it's correct or not, but you don't really have to you don't really have to. It will be decimal points anyway. So 9 over pi. There, you have nothing else to do. This is your answer. If you want to be precise, this is technically ACM, but here units are not that important. So yeah, this is that. Okay, question 15 done. Okay, we are halfway. Are we halfway? Oh, it's almost 2 hours. Okay, continue. Let's plow through this. 16, inverse function. Okay, find the inverses of the functions below. Oh, now I think about it. How long would the walkthrough for the insert log worksheet take? I have 40 something questions over there with so many functions. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Okay, let's continue. Okay, 16a. It's fine actually. In the end, right? If I just write the answers out, it would take like more than half the time I used to record anyway. So it will still eat up my time. When you will still eat up my time no matter what. So it is fine. It is fine. The only difference is that I don't have to talk. I don't have to record. I don't have to stay at home. Because I can't record at school. How am I supposed to record at school? If I break time in the office, I can write the answers, but if I'm recording, I can't speak this out in the office. I mean, like, I can't mumble to myself in the office. Okay, anyway. Inverse means this. you want to find a function f inverse x such that you get back your x. I did. So this will be the function you want to look up for. This is the form that I write it. So if I let f in this is, if f(x) equals to this, then I can swap places and change my f into -1, so I get f inverse. Let this to be equal to y, then rearrange, you will get 3x equals to y minus 1, x equals to y minus 1 over 3. So this will basically, let me just basically some this will basically get you this. So this is this. Then replace your 3x plus 1 equals into a with y, f inverse y equals to x, x equals to y minus 1 over 3. You substitute this in. Y change back to x because we want f inverse x at the end. So y change back to x, x minus 1 equals to divided by 3. Okay, that's your answer. Okay, then continue. Yeah, this is your answer. Done. Okay, next B. Let's do it in this fashion. Gx equals to 3 minus x over 5. G negative 1, 3 minus 2x over 5. This is equal to x. Let this to be equal to y. So same thing, that your original gx be equal to y, rearrange it, find x in terms of y, then you can find your inverse. Uh, 2x minus 5 equals to 3 minus 1. This can be done by swapping the two places of these two. So y becomes minus y, negative 2x over 5 becomes 2x over 5. Yeah. Okay, the 5 bring over, I get 2x equals to 5 multiplied by my right hand side. I times 3, 15. I times negative y, negative 5y. I want to find x in terms of y. 2 bring over to do division. X equals to negative 15. Is equal to 15 minus 5y over 2. You can simplify, nothing else you can do. This is your answer. Okay, this is your answer. So your g inverse y will be equal to x. X equals to this entire thing in purple, so we get negative, you get 15 minus 5y over 2. Replace y into x, replace y by with x, 15 minus 5x over 2. Nothing else you need to do. This is your answer. Next, hx equals to 2 times, the dot is times, 2 times 3x over 7. You can simplify this to become 2, you multiply on top, 2 times 3, 6, minus 2 times x, 2x over 7. Okay. Your h inverse 6 minus 2x over 7 will be equal to your x. Same thing, let 6 minus 2x be equal to 7 equal to x, equal to y, over 7 equal to y. Rearrange 6 minus 2x equal to 7y. Switch places, this and this switch places, so I get 2x equals to 6 minus 7y. 2 bring over to do division, 6 minus 7y over 2. So in the end, your h inverse y will be equal to x, which should be equal to this, 6 minus 7y over 2. Y equals to x. Y turn y into x. 6 minus 7x over 2. So you get this. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, this is your answer. Okay. Next. Okay. So okay. Fx equals to 4 over x, x equals to negative, x not equal to 0. The definition doesn't really matter in this case because we're doing inverse. It's fine. Okay, same thing. Swap places, put inverse. Okay, I'm going to teach another way. So you can do your choices. F inverse will be equal to itself, which means that with fx over here, I can substitute f inverse into here, and this will be equal to x, because f and f inverse, they cancel each other out. So you can rearrange this particular equation to get your f inverse this way as well. In this case, it is as simple as swapping places with your x over there. So your f inverse will be equal to 4 over x. So this move over to do multiply, this bring down to do division, so your x2 moves downwards to get 4 over x. Yeah, so this is your answer. Write the definition. So x not equal to 0. Okay, there you go. Next, E. Same thing. This is a bit more complicated, but you can work it out. So if I use the same method, okay, I will get if I use the same method from donkey, I will get f inverse. Some are easier than others. In this case, it is actually easier to use the y. It's actually easier to use the y form of it because having f inverse in like over here on both top and bottom is actually quite tedious. So in my own what I think is this is simpler. Xy minus y, and then you want to find x. So x with terms with x terms with x on one side, left hand side, terms without x on the other side, right hand side. X factorized out, we want to find in terms of x. This one you can factorize the negative sign out, so you get negative bracket 1 minus y plus 1. You want to isolate x, 1 minus y, bring over to the other side, negative 1 minus y plus 1 over 1 minus y. Therefore, your function, your inverse in this case, f inverse y equals to negative y plus 1 over 1 minus y. This is equal to that. Equal to x, 1 minus x plus 1 over 1 minus x. Okay. Definition. The denominator cannot be equal to 0. 1 minus x cannot be equal to 0. Therefore, x cannot be equal to 1. You can deduce this yourself. You can say that 1 minus x not equal to 0. You just rearrange the terms x not equal to 1. So you get this in the end. So yeah. And then also do this is your answer. F. As f2 down. Gx equals to 2x plus 5 over 3 minus ax. Yeah, see, if you have X both top and bottom, it is actually way easier to use the let equal to y method than the substitute f inverse into a method. If you substitute f inverse into this, you would face some difficulties. Quite a bit of difficulties actually. I mean, it will just be harder to see. That's it. It will just be very hard to see. Also, it is important and very much encouraged to write this at the start of every single inverse related question. If they ask you to find inverse, because what some of you do is you directly skip this part and go to find x in terms of y and just substitute back in. But without this term, I actually don't know, or I can't tell from the workings itself where are you substituting your x back into. So this line actually actually serves as that purpose. It serves as a guide. Yeah, it serves as a guide. There's a purpose to it. Yeah. Okay. So please, if you want to use xy, please at least write out the lines g x equals to y, g negative g inverse y equals to x. Please write these. Important. Yeah. Please write these. Okay. Anyway, I will let my gx be equal to y. Move over, rearrange. 2x plus 5 equals to y bracket 3 minus ax. Actually, I just multiply it in. Just directly multiply it in. 3 times y, 3y minus ax plus y minus axy. Just put side by side. Then terms with x on one side, 2x negative become positive plus axy. Terms without x on the other side, 3y minus y. X you can factorize out. You get 2 plus 8y divided by equals to 3y minus 5. Okay. Then you want to isolate x. You want to find x in terms of y. The very 左等 2x plus 2 plus 8y move over to the other side. So you get this combination over here. Then same process, g inverse y equals to x equals to this entire fractional function. The entire fraction, then change back to x, 3x minus y over 2 plus 8x. And same thing, you want there's an x at the denominator. So there are some numbers that x cannot be equal to. How do you find what number this is? That your denominator be equal to 0. You will find that your x will be equal to 1 over 4 in this case. Negative 1 over 4. Yeah, you can substitute it inside to see that it holds true. Therefore, your x cannot be equal to negative 1 over 4. Nothing else other than that you need to do. This is your answer. Okay, question 16 done. Save. I think I'll split this into two parts. Yeah, I'll split this into two parts. I'll start by question 20. Yeah, I'll split this into two parts because 21 onwards is sketching anyway. And there's 5 questions of sketching that will take quite some time. But yeah. Here's finish up until question 20. Okay, 17. The inverse function of g inverse is defined by g inverse x equals to 2 over g inverse x is defined as 2 over 4x, x not equal to k. So question A asks you to state the value of k, which is basically the value that x cannot be equal to due to the denominator cannot be equal to 0. So the most straightforward way to find this is 4 equal to 4 minus x cannot be equal to 0. Rearrange x cannot be equal to 4. Since x cannot be equal to 4, x cannot be equal to k. X cannot be equal to k. Therefore, therefore a will be equal to 4. That's it. If you want to skip this process, you can, because I just explicitly says it, which only carries 1 mark, which also only expects 1 line of answer. Yeah, which only expects a very direct answer. Okay, E, find gx. G to G inverse requires you to do the let y reverse thing. Same thing, if you go from G inverse back to G, you do the same process. Yeah, it's a to and fro process. Okay. Yeah, okay. So G inverse x equals to 2 over 4 x, 2 over 4 minus x. If you swap places, you change back from inverse to G, so you get rid of the negative 1. Then so you get rid of the negative 1. Then you swap places. So G bracket 2 over 4 minus x equals to x. Same thing, you want to let y. But in this case, if you want to, you can just directly use the minus 1 thing. But it's okay. I think it's easier. For me, it's easier to use this. Let 2 over 4 minus x equals to y. Rearrange things. 2 equals to 4y minus xy. You want to isolate x. Switch places. Xy move over become positive. 4y 2 move over become negative. Get rid of, you want to isolate x, get rid of anything else, get rid of your y, move over, multiply becomes dy. 4y minus 2 over y. Yeah, so we have this. Therefore, your g y will be equal to your x, will be equal to your 4y minus 2 over y. Y substitute to become x. G bracket x. Therefore, gx is equal to 4x minus 2 over x. Condition needed. X is at the denominator. Denominator cannot be equal to 0. So, in this case, it is only a singular x. So, x cannot be equal to 0. That is it. Okay. Next. Some of the music receives copyright claims, probably. Yeah. It's not a strike, thankfully, but there will be some claims. Well, 我之前的都没有处理 although there might be because I just pivoted them all. Okay, 18. In h inverse is given as 4x minus 7. You want to find hx. Same thing. Switch places. Inverse becomes normal. Switch places, h bracket 4x minus 7 equals to x. And then in this case, you can just, okay, actually no need. In this case, if you want to, you can just use the h inverse h thing. H inverse h will get you x. You can swap these two, so h inverse will also get you x. In this case, h inverse is 4x plus 7, so 4 bracket hx. So your hx replaces your x. This will be 7, this entire thing will be equal to x. Rearrange your terms. X is minus 7 move over becomes plus 7. 4 move over, multiply become divide. So hx equals to x plus 4 over x plus 7 over 4. Anything else you need to do? No definite X is not at the denominator, no definition needed to write. This is your answer. Okay, then this is from exam A. Okay, B. Hence, express P in terms of K. Okay, I think I need the. No, I don't think I need. This should be done in the GF. H inverse H bracket K plus 5 equals to H bracket P. Did I take this out? I think I took this out from a question or something. Because I definitely will not be able to come up with questions of this type of question. I definitely took it out from book. Yeah. So H inverse H bracket K plus 5. H inverse H is just X itself, as we know from this one over here in part A. As we have used over here in part A. H inverse H is just X itself. So K plus 5, this automatically just becomes whatever is inside the bracket, so it's just K plus 5. HP, H is X plus 7 over 4. X is P, so P plus 7 over 4. Express P in terms of K. We want to isolate P out. Bring a 4 over to the other side to do multiplication. P plus 7 will be equal to 4 times K, 4K, plus 4 times 5, 20. 7 move over to the other side, isolate P. 4K plus 20 minus 7 is 13. P equals to 4K plus 13. Nothing else. This is P in terms of K. You have successfully isolated P. Nothing else you need to do. This is your answer. Is my pronunciation clear enough actually? I don't think it's that clear, but hopefully I'm doing a good job. Hopefully I'm doing a good enough job. Anyway, this question basically just teaches you H inverse H is equal to X itself. Same thing goes to H inverse or F inverse or F inverse F. Yeah, no matter what the letter is, as long as it's itself with its own inverse, it automatically becomes X. So whatever is inside this bracket over here will just be taken out because X is just X ma. So if I put 1 here, I just get 1. If I get 2 here, I just get 2. If I get K, I just get K. K plus 5, K plus 5. Yeah, get the idea? Okay, let me erase all of that because it will be confusing for some of you who do we know shit. Okay, 19. I'll start at 20, then I'll start a new live stream. Okay, so this video will just last until question 20. It's been more than 2 hours at this point. And I do need to I do want to rest a little bit. Okay, I want to eat lunch. So function W is defined by, okay. So W, we have Wx equal to 2x minus 1 over x plus 4, comma x is now less than x not equal to definition. Find W inverse 5. Okay, so this type of question, you don't actually have to explicitly find W inverse itself because the question doesn't ask you to do so. Therefore, what you are expected to do, what you are recommended to do, you can still find W inverse and step 5 into it. It's just that there is a simpler way. Same thing if you swap places, right? It's actually like this. If you swap places, I will get W inverse 2x minus 1 over x plus 4 equals to x. So what this means is that I can just directly substitute 5 into here, and then I solve for x, and the x I get, it will actually be this x over here. Let me actually change color to talk about that. I can substitute 5 in, I said let this be equal to 5, and then I solve it, I will get a certain x. This certain x is actually the value of this x over here. So by letting this be equal to 5 and solving it, I'm actually finding the x. of this thing over here, which is what the question basically wants. Yeah, so we actually have that going for us. We'll give you this. So what we can do is the following. Let 2x minus 1 over x plus 4 be equal to 5, and then you just solve for x. So x plus 4 bring over to do multiplication. I will multiply directly, so 5 times x, 5x plus 4 times 5 plus 20. X on one side, 5 minus 2. 2x go to one side, so I get minus 1 minus 20 equals to 5x minus 2x. 5x minus 2x is 3x. Minus 1 minus 20 is minus 21. 3 you bring over to do division, so x will be equal to negative 21 over 3. This is negative 7. Okay. Therefore, what we have over here is W inverse 5 is equal to negative 7. You can verify this is true by substituting negative 7 into your Wx over here. You will get 5. Yeah. So yeah, this is what we have over here. W inverse 5 is equal to negative 7. And then else you need to do, this is your answer. Okay, done. Question 20. Chicken, no. Everyone should know that meme by now. It's way too popular. Chicken. Okay, 20. Today everyone is, no one is watching my stream. It's public, but I don't have encoding overloaded. It should be fine, right? Okay, let me actually just okay. Please use the key frequency of 4 seconds or just the later. Game status. Cool. I mean, it seems good. Cool. Anyway, it just says tells me encoding work. If the stream message, if the video has issues, submit. Okay, let's finish this up and then I will be lunch. 20. Given that hx is 4x plus a and h inverse is 2bx plus 5 over 8. Find the values of a and b. Okay, so this is a comparison question. You start from hx. If you want to, you can do that, but they'll be very confusing, so no. You can start from hx. It's easier to find the inverse on one side. So again, let 4x plus a equals to x equals to y. Rearrange 4x equals to y minus a, x equals to y minus a over 4. I mean my voice in the stream sounds so I will assume that there's not too much of it. H inverse y equals to y minus a over 4. H inverse x equals to x minus a over 4. Now we compare. Since there are two terms in your H inverse, I will split this into two terms as well. Yeah. My enunciation is not that good, but hopefully it's clear enough. So x over 4 minus a over 4. I have a minus in the middle. I can split it into two terms for easy comparison with whatever is okay in my H. Okay. By comparison, it means by comparison, my 2bx, x is comparing with x, so 2bx compare with x over 4. This can also actually be written as 1 over 4 multiplied by x. X and x cancel out. You will get 2b. X and x cancel out. You will get 2b equal to 1 over 4. To get b, move your 2 over to do division. This dividing just goes at the bottom. If you do division with a fraction, your number will just go to the bottom over here to multiply with your denominator. Therefore, this is effectively 1 over 8. Okay, then non-x compare with non-x, negative a over 4 compare with 5 over 8. Negative bring over a over 4 equals to negative 5 over 8. 4 bring over to do multiplying. A equals to 5 over 4 multiplied by 8. 4 and 8 cancel each other out because they do division in this way. 4 at the top, a at the bottom. 4 becomes 1, 8 becomes 2. 8, not 8, sorry, 8. 8. 4 becomes 1, 8 becomes 2. So you get a will be equal to negative 5 over 2. Nothing else you need to do. This should be your answer. Tidy up. Therefore, your final answer for this question is a equals to negative 5 over 2 and b equals to 1 over 8. That's safe. Okay, page 3 done. And this is question 20. Okay, I will pause here for the time being. So the live stream will end here. This is the first part. So when I come back, I will continue from question 21 onwards. Thank you very much. If you're watching this video, I sincerely hope that this has been very beneficial. This has been at least very slightly beneficial for you. If it's very helpful for you, please let me know and I will be very happy. Okay, thank you very much. I will see you soon. I will see you in the next video.